Hello, please open page number 8 of your Vistas book. Today we will do the summary of The Tiger King followed by question answers. Okay, let's start. The Tiger King by Kalki Krishnamurti is a political satire that mocks the arrogance, self-centeredness and vanity of those in power. The story revolves around Maharaja Jilani Jang Bahadur of Pratibandhapuram, who leaves no stone unturned to disapprove an astrological prophecy about his death, only for fate to triumph or win in the most ironic way. And now, what will we do? We will break the entire chapter into sections. You'll understand it better. Section number 1 is the astrological prophecy. Listen, when the prince is just 10 days old, chief astrologers predict that he will grow up to be a great warrior, but will eventually be killed by a tiger. Oh, in a miraculous twist, this 10-day-old infant speaks up, stating that death is inevitable for everyone and asks the astrologers to reveal the manner of his death. The chief astrologer clarifies that because the prince is born in the hour of the bull and the bull and tiger are enemies, his death will come specifically from the 100th tiger. To this, the prince boldly replies, "Let tigers beware." Okay, now come to part number 2, which is the campaign begins. Upon ascending the throne at age 20, the Maharaja decides to systematically eliminate or kill the tigers to challenge his destiny. He issues a decree banning tiger hunting by anyone else in Pratibandhapuram. Anyone who disobeys risks having their wealth and property confiscated or being taken by the king. The king's mission faces a threat when a high-ranking British officer wants to hunt a tiger in his kingdom. To save his throne, the Maharaja bribes the officer's wife by sending her 50 expensive diamond rings worth 3 lakh rupees, ensuring her husband stays away from the tigers. Done till here? Did you understand it well? Now come to part number 3, which is the quest and dwindling numbers. Within 10 years, the king successfully hunts 70 tigers. Can you imagine? He kills 70 tigers, completely exhausting the tiger population in his state. To find more tigers, he marries a princess from a neighboring kingdom that possesses a large forest tract with a dense tiger population. Each time he visits his father-in-law, he kills 5 to 6 tigers, eventually bringing his total tally to 99 dead tigers. Oh my God, that is so sad. Now come to part 4 of the Tiger King, which is called The Illusion of the 100th Tiger. Finding the final 100th tiger becomes an obsession for the king. The king's fury grows as the beast remains elusive, leading him to fire several officers and double the land taxes out of frustration. Now, fearing for his own job, the chief minister or the divan secretly brings an old weak tiger from the People's Park in Madras and releases it into the forest. The Maharaja spots this tiger and fires. The tiger collapses and the king celebrates his victory, thinking that he has finally killed the 100th tiger. However, after the king leaves, the hunters discover that the bullet had actually missed. The old tiger had merely fainted from the shock of the sound. Fearing the king's rage, the hunters kill the tiger themselves and parade it through the town. And now come to the 5th section of this story, which is called The Ultimate Irony. Believing he is now safe from his own fate of death, the king returns to state affairs and buys a poorly carved wooden toy tiger for his son's 3rd birthday. Please remember, this is very important. What does the king buy for his son's 3rd birthday as a birthday gift? a wooden toy tiger. While playing with his son, a tiny rough splinter of wood from this wooden toy tiger pierces through the Maharaja's right hand. He ignores this minor wound, but it rapidly develops an infection that spreads across the king's entire arm. 3 famous surgeons are called in to perform the surgery, but the Maharaja dies on the operating table. Oh my God. So who is he killed by? A toy tiger, not a real tiger. And he killed so many tigers for this. Imagine. And in a biting twist of the situational irony, the 100th tiger, that is a harmless wooden toy, takes its final revenge and kills the Tiger King. Oh God. With this, we are done with the summary of the Tiger King. And now come to page number 17, which is about the question answers. Okay. Let's start with question number 1. The story is a satire on the conceit of those in power. How does the author employ the literary device of dramatic irony in the story? Answer. Kalki masterfully employs the dramatic irony, where the readers know a viral truth, or that is a vital truth, that the character does not, to mock the conceit of the Tiger King. Look, the primary instance occurs when the Maharaja fires at the 100th tiger and leaves, celebrating his triumph over destiny. However, the reader and the hunters learn that the bullet actually missed. The weak beast had merely fainted from the sound. Fearing the king's wrath, the hunters kill the tiger themselves, keeping the king in the dark. The irony culminates when the proud king buys a wooden toy tiger for his son. A rough wooden silver from his toy pierces his hand, causing a fatal infection. While the king dies believing he conquered fate, the reader witnesses the ultimate truth. The 100th tiger successfully took its revenge. Wow, what an answer. Please write these answers in your board exam and you will get full marks. Come to question number 2 out of 5 questions. What is the question? Read it. What is the author's indirect comment on subjecting innocent animals to the willfulness of human beings? Answer. In The Tiger King, Kalki makes a strong indirect comment on the callousness of human beings who ruthlessly subject innocent wildlife to their whims, vanity and egos. The Maharaja systematically massacres 99 tigers, not out of a need for survival, but to satisfy his personal pride and disapprove an astrological prophecy. His absolute disregard for nature is highlighted when he completely depletes the tiger population in his own kingdom and subsequently marries a princess solely to exploit the tiger population of his father-in-law's forest. The animals are treated as mere targets or trophies rather than living beings. Good? Now come to question number 3. How would you describe the behavior of the Maharaja's minions towards him? Do you find them truly sincere towards him, or are they driven by fear when they obey him? Do we find a similarity in today's political order? Answer. The behavior of the Maharaja's minions is driven entirely by fear and self-preservation rather than true loyalty or sincerity. Characters like the Diwan and the hunters are terrified of the king's unpredictable wrath and the threat of losing their jobs or even lives. For instance, when the land tax is doubled out of frustration, the Diwan does not counsel the king honestly. Instead, he secretly procures a weak tiger from Madras to satisfy the king's obsession. Similarly, when the hunters discover that the king missed the shot at the 100th tiger, they hide the truth and kill the animal themselves. We find a striking similarity in today's political order too. Modern subordinates often turn into yes men, blindly praising their leaders and hiding ground realities to protect their position. This culture of blind obedience and administrative sycophancy prevents honest governance, proving that human nature and the corrupting influence of power remain unchanged forever. Lovely. Now come to the penultimate question of the day, which is question number 4. Can you relate instances of game hunting among the rich and the powerful in the present times that illustrate the callousness of human beings towards wildlife? Answer. Just like the eccentric Maharaja in the story, the modern world witnesses instances where wealth and influence are misused to exploit wildlife, highlighting that human callousness remains unchanged over time. A prominent domestic example is the infamous 1998 black buck poaching case involving Bollywood actor Salman Khan and other celebrities in Rajasthan. Despite the black buck being an endangered species fiercely protected by the local Bishnoi community, it was shot for entertainment, mirroring the Tiger King's total disregard for conservation laws. Nice? You can add one more paragraph to this answer. Ultimately, these modern instances serve as real world extensions of Kalki's satire. They demonstrate that when driven by absolute privilege and vanity, human beings continue to look at vulnerable animals as disposable playthings rather than critical components of our fragile ecosystem. And now we're at the last question of the day. Question number 5 it is. We need a new system for the age of ecology, a system which is embedded in the care of all people and also in the care of the earth and all life upon it. Discuss. Answer. Kalki's The Tiger King acts as a grim warning of what happens when human systems prioritize absolute power and greed over ecological balance. The Maharaja's reckless slaughter of 99 tigers for personal vanity highlights a human-centric arrogance that treats nature as a disposable commodity. To prevent such destruction, our modern world urgently needs a new age of ecology. Yes, this system must shift from exploitation to coexistence, recognizing that human survival is deeply intertwined with the well-being of the earth. A truly sustainable framework must embed empathy and care for both marginalized human communities and wildlife populations. If humans continue to violate and disregard the natural world, nature will ultimately find a way to strike back and claim its retribution. With this, we are done with the Tiger King. I hope you loved this video. If you did, kindly subscribe to my channel Tell a Tale with Heena for more. Thank you.